Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to today's edition of the morning market review. We should actually get started now, but I see that we don't have enough persons yet. So let's give some 5 minutes. See how many persons join us in 5 minutes. Or if we have up to 30%, actually start. Okay, so we'll begin. It's 8:01 now, so by 6 minutes past 5, we'll begin. Or once we have up to 30 participants, I'll start. You're welcome. Okay. Good morning once again. We said we were going to start by 5 minutes past 8, or if we have up to 30 participants, so we have up to 30, I think we can start now. You're welcome to today's edition. I hope we slept well. We pray it's going to be a profitable day for us. And we pray that, generally today will be a smooth day with work, with business, with the family, everything. I want to encourage us to actually be safe out there. Safety is very important. The tension is really high in Nigeria, so you need to make sure you're actually safe. That said, we have something very interesting to talk about in the market today, which will actually lead us to what we will be deciding to do, or market decisions that will be made. Profit and loss is just a matter of decision. The market itself is it's your experience in the market, or the results you get in the market. It's all a result of the decisions you make, just like life. So this market relates to life, especially from yesterday today into tomorrow. It's going to be a very exciting time in the market, because it's all about high impact news. All about high impact news from yesterday, FOMC by 7 p.m. yesterday, if into today, ADP, NFP, unemployment claims, job openings, and into tomorrow, which will be the grand finale. Is it grand finale, or the beginning of the month? The first Friday in the month, where we have NFP, non-farm payroll. So I'm going to do a brief explanation on that. It's what I like to do. I like to explain the background, and then we can go into the market. By once it's now, we should be done with this. Even before that. Okay, so this is Forex Factory. I believe that you can see my screen now, and what you can see on your screen is Forex Factory page for today. I have a couple of high impact. Like I said, yesterday, the first one you can see here is the OPEC meeting. That started from yesterday, and we'll talk about that when we look into oil WTI today. We have ADP, non-farm employment change. We have unemployment claims. We have ISM services PMI. We have JOLTS, job openings. But yesterday, let's start with yesterday. Yesterday, we had FOMC minutes meeting. Let me show you that. It's not to be confused with This is FOMC meeting minutes. Now it's very different from there's the FOMC stands for the Federal Open Market Committee. Now, what they are in charge of is determining the flow of the currency, okay, determining the strength of the currency or the economy at large. But they do that by making monetary policies, determining how much of the dollar is in circulation, how to increase it, how to reduce it, how to fight inflation, you know, how to balance inflation and all that. So they normally have a very important meeting that they hold once every quarter. They hold a very important meeting once every quarter. For that meeting, what you will do or what they will do is determine what we call do the economic projection. You understand? Determine what the market is going to do or what the interest rate is going to be. But still, for every other month, they normally have this meeting minutes. So where that is where they talk about the decisions they made the meeting before. So what they did today or what they did yesterday by 7 p.m. was to discuss what decisions were taken before, because it's something that they even cast votes on. Okay, so from what happened yesterday, I have it here. The minutes seemed hawkish, and some members were favoring a rate hike, although no one voted for that rate hike at the end. And you remember that the last time it came out, there was no increase in interest rate, and that weakened the dollar. But yesterday, the dollar gained a bit of strength because from the body language of members of that committee, it seemed like to investors, like the Fed will be favoring an interest rate hike the next time they are making that decision. You understand? So that is why it gave strength towards the end of yesterday, it gave a bit of strength to the dollar. But today, we're going to be having these beautiful fundamentals from 1 p.m. that will lead us into the New York session by 2:30, and you know, like that. So it's going to be amazing. And then tomorrow there's going to be NFP also. Let's check it out here. Tomorrow there's going to be NFP coming out also. We expect NFP to be lower than expected, but you know, we can't make projections until the data comes out. But that said, this is what it is with the dollar currently, and we can now look into our chart. I'm going to begin with the dollar index chart. I'm going to begin with the dollar index chart. Okay, let me share my screen for us. Or share my screen with us. English is hard. Okay, good. So this is dollar index, USD IDX. I will give us a clearer chart, but this chart seems fine. You would see that I already included a trend line, you know, a trend line that I actually put on the 1 hour time frame. This trend line is just to signify how the dollar has been obeying this upward trend. Okay, the dollar has been obeying the upward trend. The truth is that for some time now, the dollar is actually falling. This is it on the daily time frame. So you see that you have a much larger fall than even the push up in the market. The dollar has really been weak for some time now. You understand? And because of what is happening with NFP, remember that the Fed is they do their job. The US Fed is one of the most effective body when it comes to determining or doing their job regarding stabilizing the dollar. Sometimes they even massage data, you know, it's just to make sure that there is good information to favor the dollar. You understand? So you will notice that it's very possible that the dollar has this kind of range around this point, considering the kind of data we're expecting later today. But as it stands now, we will notice that on 1 hour, the dollar has broken above even this downtrend line that I put here, but there is a resistance around this point. You can see that there's a resistance around this point. So I expect that on this 1 hour, dollar will still push up, maintain its trend, but range around this zone here. Okay, range around this zone. But that said, we can now take a look at some of the other instruments, decide what to do. Okay, good. Let's start with D30. Okay, good. So this is DE30 on 1 hour, and DE30 is after testing and approaching its high point. This is D30. I'm taking it to the monthly time frame now so that we see how high D30 got to. Last month, D30 actually made a new high. Okay, just briefly before retracing. Okay, and seems like that retracement will likely continue because this is considered somewhat like a double top or something like that, you know. But the truth is that stocks have actually been really gaining strength. Okay, especially stocks relating to tech, that's US 100. But checking it out on 1 hour, you will notice with me that DE30 number one is oversold. If you're using my RSI here, DE30 is oversold. Not only is it oversold, it is approaching a verified support. It's approaching a verified support. So what that means for me is that I will be looking out for taking a buy around this zone here. I'll be looking out for taking a buy around this zone. This is my buy zone on DE30. Okay, remember that, of course, you want to trade DE30, you should have good volume. Okay, but this is my buy zone on DE30. I'll be taking a buy all around this zone here. Okay, I'll be taking a buy all around this zone, and then maybe might take profit around this mini support here. I can begin to take profit from this point here. I'm going to mark it for us. Can begin to take profit from around this point here. Okay, this is where I'll begin to take profit from before this particular resistance. But I'm expecting a push up. I don't expect D30 to break this verified support. So if you're buying from this point here, your stop loss can be below the week of this recent candle, because even as price tried to break below here, it still was rejected. So it shows that this support is not just this line, it's the whole of this zone here. So these are places where I'll be looking out for a buy on DE30. I highly expect it to buy. It's oversold and it's approaching a verified support. For people who when we're talking about some taking long or what do you call it now, you know, a strategy that involves you, you know, taking very entries from, you know, a good entry point. We were told that, you know, a support, especially verified support, is a good place to take a buy. A resistance is a good place to take a sell. So you reduce your risk and it helps you to enter early. Okay, so I'm expecting a pushback up. These are areas where you should be taking your buy, and then this is where I will be taking my profit above here. Okay, I'll be taking my profit above there. Let me change the color of this one. Okay, let's make it blue. Okay, good. So the blue part represents my take profit part. All this place, you're trading DE30 today, you want to look out for you know, you want to look out for a pushback up. Okay, so it's a verified support around this zone here. That said, if you're taking this trade, of course, just like I said, the stop loss is going to be below this point, and then if it hits this point, then that means it's likely going to come test this week's support. If price can break this verified support, then it would have even confirmed, you know, the bearish intonation is giving us on the daily time frame, and that will likely still, you know, sell a bit further. You understand? But for this point here, this is where I expect to take a buy. So you should be on a buy. You should be on a buy all around this point here. Okay, for people who have very good volume, even if they enter a buy and price keeps selling, they take a buy all around this point. The only time they'll close your trade or you feel it's a bad trade is if it breaks below this point. Okay, that said, we'll move on from DE30. Let me be done with. I'm going to just look at two indices today. So I will check out US 100. US 100 as personally, I am of the opinion that what DE30 has done, you know, before other indices, US 100 is going to do. It's just a couple of, just a matter of patience. You know, it's a matter of patience. I expect the US 100 to also approach its highest point. Now, I expect it to approach the highest point. Now, the thing is this, especially with the recent what am I going to say now? The influx of AI, you know, because of that, especially with that, you know, it seems like tech stocks happen to be some of the most profitable stocks right now. Tech stocks happen to be some of the most. The only reason why US 100 is, you know, currently falling now is because of the current strength in the dollar, and that will also be, will I say, that will be verified depending on the series of data that comes out today and especially tomorrow. So what NFP tells us about last month is going to determine to investors what they think about the dollar for this month. Okay, so that said, for US 100, let's check it. It's also on the also falling, but you can see that there are two supports here. There are two supports on US 100. There is this one, okay, which is not marked by my indicator, and then there is this. Okay, there is this which is not marked by my indicator, and there is this. But for US 100, these are places where for yesterday, when it sold to this point, this is where it pushed back up from. So I expect that the same thing should happen. We can actually take advantage of that and make profit from that buy there. But this will be my buy region on US 100. This will be my buy region. Between these two supports here is where I expect US 100 to push back up. So I'm going to change the color of these two. Don't worry, I'll change it. So this is where I would expect my push back up. This is my buy zone for US 100. It's my buy zone. Except if price break this verified support, then oh, good. Then I expect it to sell to this next support. But because of the fact that it's on an uptrend, because the market is on an uptrend, you want to look out for entries around support. Support is where you want to join in on the trend. You understand? So if at all it sells around here, these are areas where I'm going to take my buy from back upwards. Okay, and then take profit is going to be around somewhere like this. Take profit is going to be around somewhere here. Okay, this is where I'm going to set take profit at. So I will make this the green color. Make this green color to show my entry. Okay, good. So this is where I'm entering, and then I take profit around this point here. Then if price goes above this recent, this resistance here, then I expect it to approach that verified resistance again. Okay, but for US 100 also, these are my buy zone. Number one here, I can take a buy around here, since this is what happened the last time price got here. But even if it comes down, these areas are where I'll be looking out for a buy on US 100. Okay, that said, I will move on from US 100, and we will go. Remember that we have series of data from 1:15 p.m. 1:15 p.m. So you want to watch out for that. I move on from US 100 and let's check out GBPUSD. GBPUSD. I feel like GBPUSD is I don't know. I got closer to it now because a whole lot of my friends are now in the UK. So I feel like if I'm analyzing, I feel closer to them. It seems weird, but So GBPUSD, you would notice that just like the dollar, now it's also a reason why I like to look at the dollar index, because when I look at the dollar index, I can easily tell for some of these instruments that are affiliated with the dollar what to do about it. Okay, so GBPUSD, you would notice that it has been ranging for a couple of days. This is a daily time frame, ranging for a couple of days. But one important thing to note is that after this fall for a couple of days, last week we had such a bullish engulfing candle on a daily time frame that should signify a bullish. It's a bullish it's a bullish mark, you understand, but because of the data for yesterday that came out from the US, we noticed that GBP actually closed bearish, a little bit of indecision somewhere, but it closed bearish. Also, we still have series. The US is not slowing down. We have a couple of data on the US today, and we don't have any on GBP today. So we're going to look at this market technically up until when the news comes out. Now, check it on 1 hour, you see that there's been a range. There's been a range between this particular point and this zone here. Okay. Swing traders might likely be frustrated here, but intraday traders would, want to enjoy this a lot, taking their buy around here, taking their sell around here. You can even place a buy limit here. You can place a sell limit here up until when that news comes out. Okay, so it's only fundamental, I feel, that can make price break between or break above or below this particular zone here. It has boxed itself into a tight corner, and so I feel like it's only that. And also, you notice that if you check it on 1 hour, on 4 hours, sorry, you will notice that. Let me mark here. You see this place, which is likely what we have seen as a verified support on 1 hour. Okay, you'll notice that first of all, we had a bearish engulfing here at this point that would show a bearish signal, but we also had a hammer at this point here. So this range is likely going to continue for GBPUSD. We're going to have tight trading for GBPUSD. So what I would advise you to do, you're trading GBPUSD, you take is a buy limit at this verified support, take a sell limit at the verified resistance, or we could even check it on 15 minutes and see what scalping scalping tools we can use. So on 15 minutes, yeah, it's also the same thing. There's tight trading, there's range, it's a ranging market right now. So I want to do my buy limit at this verified support, and I want to take my sell limit at this verified resistance. That's what GBPUSD is going to be doing for today. When we check dollar index, we saw it raising up, but you can see this dollar index, can see the fall currently on dollar index. So GBPUSD might likely continue buying. Okay, so for the sake of pending orders, I can take a buy stop above this point here, this 1.27210. I can take a buy stop there. How many pips to the verified resistance? About 12 pips. From this verified resistance, I don't expect price to break it. You know, so there's going to be this tight trading until the data comes out by 1 p.m. today. Okay, so it's tight trading for GBPUSD. Okay, it's tight trading for GBPUSD. Use your buy limit and your sell limit for GBPUSD. One here, sell limit at the verified resistance on 1 hour, buy limit at the verified support on 1 hour. Okay, let's move on from GBPUSD. Let's check out EURJPY. EURJPY. Okay, good. Now, such an interesting EURJPY, such an interesting, because the truth is that for a while now, we've had such a push up on EURJPY. We've had such a push up on you can even see it even on daily time frame. I can see it on monthly time frame, how much or how well the euro has done against the Japanese yen. But you know, nothing lasts forever. So that bullish run actually was capped some days ago, which last week or thereabout, was actually capped. And the truth is that the Japanese yen decided, surprisingly, you know, to make dovish statement. Even the last time, the Bank of Japan, even the last time we got an information from them, it was still kind of dovish, and that was the reason why euro was able to take. That's it, because there's inflation everywhere. There's inflation everywhere, but in the euro, they're seeming to increase interest rates. In the UK, they're looking at increasing interest rate. In the US, they're looking at increasing interest rate. But the Japanese yen gave dovish statement, which is when we talk of dovish statement, we're talking about reducing interest rate instead of increasing interest rate, or increasing it at a decreasing rate. Exactly. So, but if you look at EURJPY on 1 hour, I'm going to be looking out for a buy on 1 hour. You're trading EURJPY, you want to look out for a buy to this turncoat resistance. Let's see how many pips we have there. About 50 pips. Why I said that is because, number one, EURJPY has made a double bottom on this particular support here. It's made a double bottom. Number two, candlestick wise, it has made a hammer and has confirmed it. So I can take a buy from here. My stop loss will be below this untested support here. That's where my stop loss will be, but I can take a buy on EURJPY to this turncoat resistance. Okay, so for EURJPY, I'm actually looking at a buy on the 1 hour time frame. We'll move on from EURJPY. Let's check oil. Let's check oil WTI. Let's check oil WTI. Now for oil WTI, please, I would also like to state this. These sessions are also recorded live on YouTube. Okay, so you can check them out. You can join us live on YouTube. You can subscribe, like, and share, do all the good stuff. So yes, for oil WTI, West Texas Intermediate oil, it's basically looking at oil in the US zone, but it shares the same resemblance with Brent crude, which we have as oil on our platform. The truth is that they've seen increase for a couple of days now. Remember that oil is majorly, even more than other commodities or more than other assets, majorly determined, okay, by demand and supply. So majorly, if the supply of oil, if it is high, if there is a lot of oil in the market, the price will drop. Okay, if there's a reduction in the supply of oil, the price will rise. And that's what OPEC tries to do. And OPEC is having their meeting. They're having a meeting today, yesterday, and even today. They always try to determine how many barrels of oil will be produced and supplied. You understand? Current issue they are having now is with Iran. I think US has placed a ban on Iranian oil and all that, and it seems like Iran are looking at even increasing their oil supply because they've lost a customer, it will seem, in the US. Okay, so they have to, and there are allegations that they may likely be doing backdoor deals with some other countries, but it's what it is. Well, you look at oil right now, you can see how much it is increasing towards this weak resistance here. But if we check it on the daily time frame, we'll find out that technically, although yes, oil is a very fundamental instrument, but technically, the last time it was up to this 72.64, it experienced a pullback. Last time it was at that point, it experienced a pullback, and that is where this verified resistance is. Okay, so this verified resistance on 1 hour is a good place. But apart from that, what I would expect is two things. Given that we have a fundamental today, price can do two things. Price can either break, it's forming a pattern here where it's giving us lower lows. It's from this place, it has given a low, it made a high and gave a lower low. Right to this point, it's making a high now. Okay, so if price begins to trade below this recent low, if price begins to trade below that recent low, I am going to look out for a sell. So I'm going to look out for a sell below this zone here. Okay, below this zone. Once price begins to trade below this zone, I will look out for a sell on oil WTI. Okay, because it seems to be forming a pattern right now. From this weak resistance here, it made a low. It made a lower high than the last high. So it has made two lower lows right now. Okay, if it makes a third lower low, we're going to sell. But if it breaks the structure and somehow approaches this weak resistance, then you expect it to test the verified resistance on 1 hour. Okay, yeah, so let me also check out, since we're looking at commodities, let us check out gold quickly. Let us check out gold. So yeah, since gold will always, mostly, follow, the dollar. You see how it fell yesterday. Gold has really been struggling ever since it got to that, tested that sweet spot of the $2,000 zone. It was rejected really fast. And it's not the first time, rejected here. As you can see on the weekly time frame, let me make it the monthly time frame. Rejected here at this zone here, rejected here, rejected here 3 times now. So that's a major resistance point. And if you want to follow what price has done in the past, when it's rejected here, it makes a very good fall. It makes a very good fall in the market. Okay, but that's quite a far point. So let's look at it on the 1 hour. It seems to be making a level of recovery. Remember that when we check dollar index, we found out that dollar index is kind of weak as at the moment, it's falling as at the moment. So you understand why gold is making a kind of recovery at this point. And look at what it has done. It has made one low here, it has made a higher low here. Okay, and it's currently making a higher high than the last 2 highs, or than the last high. Okay, but if you're trading gold, you notice that gold is on a turncoat resistance. There are 2 things I'm going to tell you. Number 1, it's on the resistance. Number 2, gold is going to be active during the fundamentals. So you want to do your best to make sure you're not caught up. So this is what I would advise. If you're trading gold right now, let it conveniently break this resistance. Conveniently, and I mean this point here. What does it mean for price to break a resistance or a support? It means that the body of the candle has to form above that zone. The body of the candle has to form above that zone. If it forms above that zone, you could even wait for another candle to form bullish above there, then you can look out for a buy. But I don't think that gold has the strength to actually break this resistance at this point. Everything right now is showing like a sell at this point. Although on 4 hours we can see this bull engulfing, which is a bullish confirmation, okay, which is a bullish candle. So let it break this stone cold resistance, and then you can actually still continue buy. Whatever you're doing on gold, make sure that you have at the back of your mind 1 p.m., 1 p.m., 1 p.m., because that's when the dollar fundamental is coming out. And whatever technical analysis you have on your chart, you know, fundamental could override it. Okay, so you want to confirm what the data is going to be for ADP, non-farm employment change, unemployment claims, the services PMI and all that. You want to confirm it before you make a further decision on gold. But for gold, it's at the resistance. Let it break it to confirm this push up. If you can't break it, anything that makes you to trade towards this point, okay, which was the last low. If you trade towards this last low, then expect it to test this week's support. I expect that gold will range between these two zones before that fundamental. So for lovers of gold, I don't have good news in terms of volatility. Of course, I may be wrong, but I don't have good news in terms of that volatility, considering the fact that news is coming out. Gold will always relax until a news. For instance, that's what it did yesterday. You know, started shrinking and shrinking, ranging before the news came out, and then it came down. So wait for that news to come out. Yeah, that's gold. Okay, good. So we'll move on from gold, and let me check out AUDJPY. We did EURJPY, so let me check out AUDJPY. Did dollar and JPY pairs today. Okay, for AUDJPY, I have it on. No, let's use the daily, just the daily. I'll zoom in. Okay, good. So you can see that it has the same attitude with the EURJPY. Has the same attitude with the EURJPY. That's how AUDJPY is. And what do I mean? You will also notice that on the 1 hour, it gave a hammer, and this one gives such a long bullish confirmation. So it's like a bullish engulfing candlestick that is almost engulfing 3 candles. So I expect a buy from this place. Let's see how many pips we have from here to the verified. About 75 pips. But you know, even if you're taking 20 pips or 30 pips, you know, just around here, I think you should be fine. So I'm going to be looking out for a buy on AUDJPY, except if I'm buying AUDJPY, my stop loss is going to be below this point here. So except if it breaks this particular point, it has made a double bottom and it has made such a bullish candle. So I expect a push up on AUDJPY. Okay, looking at the candlestick formation, expect a push up on AUDJPY. The same thing with EURJPY, where I said I was expecting a push up on EURJPY because of this hammer and this confirmation. So my stop loss is going to be below this untested support here, but I'm taking my profit before this stone cold resistance. Okay, yes. And then and I must say this for those who do not know, remember that this same link by 2 p.m. you can use it to join the New York session analysis. Okay, use it to join the New York session analysis. That said, let's check out D. For those who have entered the DE trade, still hold on for your buy. It's D30 buy, still fine. US 100, remember that we're taking a buy around here. GBPUSD is going to range around this place. So we said take a buy. We said set a buy limit here, sell limit here, right? EURJPY, I said we're looking out for a push up on EURJPY, and then oil WTI. So we said if oil WTI makes a next low, if it trades below this recent low, then you can sell. Okay, but if not, once it breaks this resistance, you can push up. Because the reason why there's no clear direction is because we have OPEC meeting currently going on yesterday and today. Okay, we didn't look at GBPJPY, but AUDJPY, I also expect a push up on AUDJPY. Okay, so how many did we look at today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, looked into 8 instruments. Well, let me take we have let me look at corn. Let me look at corn here. Although I don't expect as much volatility until 235. You know what? Corn is going to make its move by 235. So rather just chill on corn. Okay. So that said, please do not forget the fundamentals that we have by 115. It's very important. Okay, it's very important. Apply proper risk management, and that is why please, as much as possible, the trainings we have, the sessions we have, do your best to attend them. But this is the much that we will be taking today as regards the morning market analysis. By 2 p.m. we'll be back again with the same link. For those persons who maybe must have missed one thing or the other, remember that this is a live event and we have it on YouTube. So you can head over to YouTube. If you check the chat, you'll find out that we have already dropped the link, the YouTube link, or you can reach out to your account officers for the YouTube link. Okay. Yeah, but that is it for today. Thank you all for your time. I wish you all a profitable day. Yeah, head over to YouTube, check out whatever you need. Bye for now.